Why aren't you listening to me? Doesn't anybody ever listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Blame yourselves for this fucking word salad that I just spit all over the goddamn plate. This is all your fault. You and I like to. That's it. I work under the cover of darkness because I don't need the rest of society to look in my eyes and know that is a bad person. Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. That's right, I got pointed at, which means the show starts now. Although I got pointed at a couple of times and ignored it. Because, folks, look, you know what? I am not a monkey. All right? The producer is the producer, and she produces the show, and she can tell me when we're supposed to rock and when we're supposed to roll, but I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to stew whatever I want to do. All right? Stew whatever I want to do? I think I said stew. Hi, Mike Schmidt. How are you? Host of the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. That's my friend Lily Bunchup over there, producing with a Sharpie and a legal pad to jot down all of the brilliance that I have to figure out what we're going to name the show later. Let me give you a window into this show, folks. Here's what's happening. We're sitting on chairs very close to one another, and I'm talking to a microphone. The end. You don't need to know any more than that. There you go. That's how it works. Folks, I've learned this in my short time on Earth. I've learned this in my short time in Lily's house. There's two types of people in this world, all right? There's two types of people in this world, folks. I just learned it abruptly seconds ago. There are people who want to talk about stuff on a podcast, and then there are people who don't want that stuff mentioned on a podcast. And I can tell you that those two types of people are in this room right now. Because I started to talk about something, and Lily actually went, "No, we're done," and hit stop. And I went, "What?" She goes, "We're done. I can't have that mentioned. You can't talk about that." I go, "What do you mean I can't talk about that?" And she was very nice and said, "Look, I don't ever ask you to not say anything. I've never censored you before. You talk about my house, you talk about me, you talk about everything else, but this is not something you can talk about." And I went, "What? I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Here's what I'm planning on doing." I said, "I would be making fun of the entire situation, not specific things. I wouldn't be I wouldn't go into that." And she said, "No, I can't. We can't do it." And I said, "Okay, well, that's fine. So you guys can get me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. That was it. My whole show was predicated on talking about that thing I just learned an hour ago. I walked in here with nothing on my mind, and then we talk a little bit, and I usually get her to say something, and I go, there's something I can seize upon. I'm like a fish, folks. I'm like a fish skimming just below the surface looking for something to grab onto, a hook, a line, something that I can jump on and bite and get thrown into the boat. We all want to get thrown into the boat, don't we, folks? We don't want to just swim around aimlessly in the ocean. We want to find the worm with the hook, and we want to bite it and get thrown into the boat for a new adventure. Well, I was in the boat. I was ready for a new adventure, and the captain went, "Nope, can't have it," and threw me back overboard. So here we are in the goddamn ocean. Still got a hook in my mouth, but it ain't helping. Got a belly full of worm, but it's a worm that I can't justify by telling you all about it. I can't talk about this worm. This worm exists only in my belly, folks. You guys get to hear nothing about it, except you know that I can't talk about it. That's become a prevailing theme on this show, things I can't talk about. I figure if you're doing the show long enough, no, you're well within your rights. I'm not.
4 years, there's been one thing with your wife and one thing.
In 3 weeks, not in 4 years. Yeah, in 3 weeks. That's the thing. So yeah, I totally get it. Because there's things I can't talk about sometimes. So I get that. I understand. And the last thing you want to do is upset anyone. You've got that covered on your own. Last week, folks, I was here and Lily was in an email war with like 9 people, and the thing is, she gets in these email wars and she tells me about them, and I listen, and I want, because I'm genuinely interested. I like to hear about them, but by the end of them, I just want to go, why the fuck are you doing this? Why? I don't get it. Who cares? Why don't you just write "very good" and sign your name? There's no point in having these battles over nothing. And but it doesn't matter, man. And I mean, and the thing is, it makes me laugh. Lily is in a circle of people who all want to do that. It's like, I can't even hang it on Lily. It's not like Lily's like a dramatic drama queen. I don't know. Boy, that's a lot of drama. I tell you, if you're a dramatic drama queen, that is a ton of drama you're experiencing or bringing to the table, folks. But yeah, Lily. It's not like Lily is the only one and everybody else is normal around her. No, I mean she's in a batshit insane league. It's like a fantasy league of crazy, and she drafts her team, and they're all in there. It's like I can't even. I look at it with a jaundiced eye from the outside because I got nothing, folks. I have nothing. So to me, it's interesting to watch that unfold. But then at the same time, again, I have a cock, so I want to fix things. So I'm just like, Lily, don't do that. Do this. I want to save her and protect her and make her not do it. But that's bad because nobody wants to have that happen, folks. So yeah, here I sit in the ocean with nothing. There's hooks. There's hooks I could bite, but unfortunately I can't. There's bait. There's bait in the ocean, folks, and I took it. But then unfortunately I was unceremoniously tossed back overboard, and I swim around in circles aimlessly with nothing to talk about. God damn it. I listened to last week's show, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's a first in a long time because I left here last week and I was like, yeah, literally I'm never gonna get funnier than I was this particular week because I knew sometimes I do the show this week and I wonder, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work or if it's gonna work okay, or I have no idea how it went. But last week when I left, I was like, I want to tell everybody about this show. I want to tell everyone in the world. And then I don't ever get enough emails. I could never get enough kudos. I could never get enough people telling me it was great. And then I'm like, why? Who doesn't like that one? That one was an awesome show. Because again, I'm moving sideways to Wednesday. That's all I do. I'm lost. Here's why I listened to the show this week because Karen's gone. Karen's out of town. So I was sitting around, I'm like, I guess I could listen to the show. Like I had time to do it, sort of. Not that Karen eats up all my time, she doesn't. But it's just my schedule's all fucked up, and you guys know that, and it's terrible. I'll tell you about that later. I gotta change something. I gotta figure something out, man. All right. I can't do it now. Same as no. I got to talk about it later. I'll talk about it later. So yeah, that's like Karen's gone. So now I get up and she's not there, and I don't know what to do. And it's I wake up when it's dark. I'm sleeping in like 4-hour bursts in a chair, and then I go in the bed for 3 hours and I stand. Dude, I'm a fucking mess. It's like it's a nice precursor to or a peek into what it would be like if she wasn't there. Like, would I just live this horrible, slovenly life where, hey, I'm going to go to the Koji food truck on Tuesday night, and then I'm going to fall asleep in a chair, and then I'm going to work, and dude. I'm aimless, and it's a big week. It's like, because I will tell you that it's, I'm in Austin this weekend, and then I have a show on Saturday here at Meltdown Comedy. I have a show here Thursday. I'll tell you all about this later. So theoretically, I should be getting ready, right? Shouldn't I be thinking about things to do and getting the show ready and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, theoretically I should, and I have no wife around to poke her head in and say, hey, don't do that. Although she doesn't do that. She lets me get ready, I guess. Folks, I've been set back by having to start the show over. Seriously, I can't lie, because the last thing I want to do is cause dissension among the camps. All right. Oh yeah. Here's a mistake I made this week. I was at work in Graveyardville, and I'll tell you more about that later. But I check my email on my phone because I don't really have I don't have Wi-Fi there, but on my all right, look, I need to start using my phone for more than a phone. Like I still can't. I'm an old man who can't get past the technology. Like I'll Twitter from my phone sometimes, and I'll text. I text a lot more, but once I have to, I should start answering emails because I have all this time where I could be doing it at night. Whatever, because there are people, dudes. Why? I'm lost. Don't laugh. That's not funny. I'm lost. I got an email on Facebook from a listener of this show, nice young woman, and she was drunk. She drunk dialed me on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, I don't know, whatever." And wrote a lot of drunk stuff, and she's like, "Hey, I just got home. I had a good time, but I'm drunk and I'm in my room, and it would be unbelievably funny. It would be so great if you were to call me. Here's my phone number." And she gave me her phone number. I just think it would be awesome if that did. And she wrote long paragraph, whatever. So it was, I think it was midnight by me. And I don't know where she is. I don't know. I get no idea. So in my head I went, you know what? That would be funny if I called this person. Oh no. So, because how funny, because when Jay Leno called me, all right, and I'm not saying I'm Jay Leno, I'm not saying I'm any, I'm a star, I'm a celebrity, I'm nobody, okay? I'm Podcast Jones. But she's like, oh my God, it would be so hysterical, da, da, So when I got home that day and Lena was on my answering machine, I was like, I'm just staring at it like, oh my, what the, like I said, it's like the TV came to life. It was retarded. So I thought it would be funny to call, but then I wasn't even thinking, look, I don't want to talk to drunk people. I don't want to talk. But part of me thought if I got drunk her on the phone, she'd be like, she wouldn't believe it. Like the next day, she'd just be like, that didn't really happen. That couldn't have happened, right? But she gave me her phone number, and if someone does that, I'm like, well, fuck it. I go, you know what? I'm gonna call this person. So, like I said, it was like midnight by me. I think it was midnight. Might have been 11, maybe. And I called her. Called her on I think it was Saturday night. I don't know. And phone rings a few times. She answers, hello. And I go, hi, and I won't say the person's name because I'm sure it's her. I mean, who the fuck? It's got to be her cell phone. But I'm always very nice. Like I'm like, hi, is Lily available? I always, and she goes, no, she's not home right now. And I go, oh, all right. I think I may have dialed the wrong number. She goes, no, this is the right number. This is her mom. I said, oh, okay. She goes, who's this? I said, my name is Mike Schmidt. And she said, oh, can I, are you a friend of hers? I go, no. I go, it's odd. She sent me an email and told me to call her, sent me her number, so I thought I'd give her a call. I apologize for disturbing you this late. And she goes, all right, well, that's, she's actually not home. And there's like worry in her voice, like a tinge of, she doesn't know where this chick is. And I go, great. And in my head, I'm just like, well, I'm sure the 43-year-old man calling in the middle of the night isn't going to be a suspect in her disappearance as he tries to lay an alibi for himself by calling. And I said, well, I'm very sorry to bother you. She goes, that's okay. Thanks. And hang up. And I sit there, and so then I didn't even think about it. I look up this person on Facebook. This person is in high school, I think. It's a high school girl, or she's in college. Either way, like I looked at her page and I was like, oh, because I didn't even. It just struck me as a funny thing. Like on a spur of the moment, again, I'm bored out of my fucking skull, sitting in that goddamn room. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I think it's hysterical. I'm gonna go ahead and call this person, and I get her mom, and then I look, and I finally do some research on the phone number. It's in Canada. So it could have been 3 a.m. when I have no fucking idea what the time. They even have clocks in Canada. I don't fucking know. I don't know if they have time or they keep. Sandra and Michael need to tell me if they have. I have no clue. All right, I don't know how it works up there, but I can tell you this: she was not home, and her mom sounded nice. Sounded like a real nice person. And then I get an email the next day from this person, and she's like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you called my house. I was in. She was passed out on her floor of her bedroom. Her mom didn't know that like she was there." I think that's what it was. All I know is I didn't even want to open the email because now at this point, like I said, I'm sure that Benson and Stabler are going to ask me some fucking questions because I'm calling I'm making an international call to a teenager. That's got to be a violation of some sort of law, isn't it? I mean, you're not supposed to take them over state lines, but now I'm crossing the international date line. I think at this point, that's fucked. And I don't know what city she's in. All I know she's in Canada, and but her email, she's very nice, and she's like, yeah, my mom was wondering why the guy from my iPod called, and and she was very nice, and then she's like, if you could call again, and it would be no thanks. I think lesson has been learned. Unless your mom wants to have a chat, I'll go ahead and talk to her. But I think you maybe should settle in and do your history homework before you get 43-year-old man from the States giving you a dial-up in the middle of the fucking night. Holy shit. You try to do a good thing, folks, and it blows up right in your goddamn face. Just like with a maple leaf-shaped mushroom cloud right in your goddamn grill. Just when you think, you buy it. You buy it a little bit and you go, this would actually brighten up someone's day. This would be funny to hear their reaction to actually hear me call them. And then when you call them, they're, oh no, I got her mom on the goddamn phone. Who I'm probably older than her mom. I mean, when I saw the age of this girl and all that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably older than her mom. I have to be. Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
So, look, if you guys get drunk, don't send me your fucking phone number, all right? Because because A, I'm going to call it, and B, nothing good is going to come of it for any of us.
Oh my god.
Except maybe your mom, who gets a new friend to chat with, a new old man. Oh, fuck. I had a buddy of mine this week. We were talking about the show, and he was asking me like what my listeners were like, who what the age groups and stuff. I said it's an odd split. I go there. I would actually say it's pretty much down the middle of people my age and people in college. I go it's this weird confluence of people, and he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And he goes, I wouldn't think you would have anybody calling like in college listening to you. And I said, no, I'm still funny. I mean, I'm not. The show's called The 40-Year-Old Boy, but I'm not talking about having rheumatism the entire fucking time. Put a mustard plaster on my back. You know what I mean? What the fuck? So I'm trying to explain to him. I go, no, I have a pretty healthy college audience. And then, and he's like, oh, well, that seems weird. He just like he couldn't fathom the fact that would happen. I'm like, oh, well, sorry to disappoint you. And then he and I got in a debate over bad feedback because I was talking about when I get emails from people who write me shitty things and stuff like that. And he's like, well, you know what? You got to be prepared for that kind of thing. And I said, yeah, I am prepared for it. Doesn't mean I have to enjoy it. It's fucked, quite frankly. I don't know why people who would hit send after writing something so angry. It seems astonishing to me, but whatever. I mean, if that's how they want to do it, I guess. And he goes, well, but that's the good thing about tapping right into your public, man. He goes, you get people who really like you, and then you can find out about the people who hate you, and it gives you a chance to correct the things that you need to correct. And I go, I don't need to correct anything. I'm going to do what I do, and if people like it, that's fantastic. And if they don't, well, then they'll write me that angry email, and I'll delete it. And he's like, yeah, but you really should take to heart what they're saying. Like sometimes, it gives you an idea of what you should be doing and appealing. I go, no, you do what you're going to do, and people are either going to like it or they're not going to like it. Because he comes from like a business background where he's trying to explain, he'll go into a company and say, this is what you're doing wrong and this is what you have to do. So he started treating me like I was a company. And I'm like, hey, would a company drunk dial a 19-year-old in the middle of the fucking night? I don't think so. If I'm a company, I am on the rocks. Because I am making poor decisions at the corporate level. Because I am calling teenagers, international teenagers, in the middle of the fucking night. No wonder people write me mean emails and have terrible feedback. I'm calling their daughters in the dark. Holy fuck. Oh, man. Seemed like such a great idea. And I'm like, this will be fun. I'll give this kid a thrill. I'll give this girl a thrill. ... Oh, horrible. Thank God she wasn't any younger. Honestly, it's like at least she was 18 and above. It's like if she was anything past that, I'm like, oh, dude. But I wasn't expecting like a 1 in there unless it was after a 3 or a 2. Fuck. All right. I don't know why you mock with your laughter. Sure, it's great. It's so stupid because I never do that. I'm like a guy who I'm always like, I write everybody back. I answer every email and I try to be as friendly and accessible as I possibly can. But there's a limit where people look. You don't want to see what's really going on, do you? People don't really want to see what's going on. Nobody wants to see the sausage getting made. Nobody wants to see my sausage. Nobody. I should have mentioned that on the phone when I called. Hey, this person wrote me asking about my sausage getting made. I would have heard sirens before I hung up. She would have called the cops somehow. Oh, man. What a fucking drag. I was like making friends with my fan base. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I'll reach out. That'll be fantastic. You know what? And now I'm going to lose the tweakedaudio.com/40 people. I'm going to lose that endorsement. They're going to be like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you're a kid toucher. We're out. I didn't kid touch. I reached out and kid touched. Does that make, was it who was reach out and touch someone? Is that AT&T? Who was it? Reach out and touch someone. Yeah. Reach out and just say thank you. Call a teenager in Canada at 3 a.m. While she's drunk.
Wasn't that Ma Bell?
I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. All I know is that either way, tweakedaudio.com/40 is going to cut me loose now. They're like, dude, because they didn't realize they were backing a guy who's reaching out to his public in such an awkward way. And again, I never do it. It's so stupid. The one time I do it, that's what happens. I get a mom on the phone. Jesus, fuck. And now she's got my phone number. That's the thing. Now that I think about it, because although it must have been a home phone, why would the mom answer her cell phone if she wasn't home and she didn't think? It's got to be a home phone. Well, it's either so. If they have caller ID, then you got to see my number. They got my number. Oh, that's fucking weak. Oh, Jesus Christ! And we already know she's a lush. So she's going to be calling me in the middle of the night now because she's got actually, she can cut out the middleman of email and skip her mom directly and go ahead and get me right on the phone. I'm going to see that phone. It's going to ring him. Oh, really? Oh, Canada. Our home and native land. All right. I don't know why you think this is so hilarious. I'm going to go to jail, international Canada jail, and part of me has been, I've been entertaining the idea of Canada at this point, where I'm like, I should just go there and live and die there because this country's over. Let's face it, America's finished. Everything is falling apart everywhere. Everything is. I just don't even. I saw them. Again, look, nobody cares about my opinion about politics, and I get that. All right, except for the fact that can we all agree that Sarah Palin looks fucking amazing on a motorcycle? Can we all agree with that, please? I saw a clip of her online. All right, I'm pathetic. I'll cop to this. And where she got on the motorcycle, like she actually kind of, that when she's standing next to it and she threw her leg over it. I'm like, I'm going to watch that about 100 times in a row. And I did. I fucking kept rewinding and watched her just put her leg over and climbing on the motorcycle. Oh, yeah. Again, my wife's not home. Why not? The hell else do I have to jerk off to except a vice presidential candidate? Awesome. I have not jerked off to a vice president since Mondale. And that's only because I was fucking 12. I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, I didn't give a fuck who was there. Old man, old lady, dog. Who cares? I'm running off a batch. Let's do it. But now there's a purpose behind it. God damn it. I don't care. Yes, she's an idiot, but who fucking cares? That's the whole point. It's funny. There's a scene in Grease 2. Yes, that's right. I love Grease 2. Deal with it, folks. You don't like it? I'll call you in the middle of the night. Easy there, spit take. She did a spit take. She had, I'll tell you this. You're drinking water, which is good because as I was getting here today, I was turning onto Lily Street, and she sent me a text, and she's like, "Hey, can you get me 2 Snickers bars? It's weird." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so I went to the Chevron right here in the corner, and I was able to make the turn. And folks, I don't know. I've got to tell you this. This is another reason why I'm out of sorts. I was raped by a Snickers bar. I didn't think I would be. But, you go to 7-Eleven, you go to other places and stuff like that. It's like, all right, well, candy's going to be expensive, whatever. But that Chevron's it's an island. I mean, gas there is $4.80. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I should have used my fucking head. And I walked in. And first of all, when did Snickers start marketing themselves like Mounds? I got a beef with the fucking Snickers people, goddammit. Snickers now, they used to have a giant, like it was a baseball bat Snickers, which that was my thing, because I'm a fat idiot. So that giant, what was it called? It was not economy, not giant, king size Snickers, I don't know. But it was like a fucking sap that you would hit somebody in the head with in a movie in the 40s, you know what I mean, and knock them out. It was huge. So I get there and I was going to grab a couple of those for you, and it said 2 to go, and I grabbed them and they were broken. I'm like, why are these Snickers broken? And I go, wait a minute, you can't break a Snickers. It's got like nougat and shit in it. You would have to freeze it and crack it in half to break it. So I'm like, what the fuck did this guy do? But on closer inspection of the Snickers package, their giant baseball bat of Snickers is now broken up into like 2 fun-size Snickers in the thing. I'm speechless, Snickers people. I don't... Because I haven't bought cheap shit candy in a long time, all right? So I didn't know that they'd made these changes. I didn't know they'd made this happen. And I don't know why. Why would you change that? Why would you make the Snickers into 2 separate Snickers? If I wanted 2 Snickers, I'd buy 2 fucking Snickers. I want a giant Snickers. I want a big fucking, fake cock Snickers. That's what I want. That's why I'm buying it. I'm serious. That's the only thing I could think of in my head. I was just like, was this too phallic for guys? Like putting that giant and having to hold it at the base? You know what I mean? It had to be like too phallic for men, and they were like, fuck, this is uncomfortable for me to eat the Snickers. Well, if you make it in 2 little, it's like a fake Mounds. Then you're like blowing 2 midgets. That's fine. I can get along with blowing 2 midgets. If I have to put a whole big giant, and again, it's because it's chocolate, so it's browns. These guys everybody's into online porn, so they're all like, oh, fuck, this looks like a big black cock I'm putting in my mouth. So they're like, I'm out. And they actually wrote the Snickers people and told them, I am tired of your product looking like a big black cock. I'm out. And Snickers went, we can change that. And they chopped it in 2, and they made it into 2 midget cocks. Fuck that, Snickers. Be proud of your big black cock Snickers. I don't understand why you'd fucking throttle back from that. Disappointing. So I buy 2 of them for you. I put them on the counter. Yeah, $4. You are fucking joking. $4. And then I was actually happy that it was broken into and it wasn't the big black cock Snickers because it went right into my ass. Both of them got plunged right up there. And I was like, well, I can deal with the 4 midget cocks in my ass. I can't deal with a regular fucking Snickers hard cock in my ass. All right. So yeah, how did I get off on that? I didn't even know why I went into that. We spun off into Snickers. Why did we spin into Snickers?
On your way here.
On my way here.
And then I texted you for Snickers.
Right. But there was something else. There was something about to be mentioned.
Oh no.
But then Lily froze the Snickers. Like she froze it and she's gnawing on it. Like it looked like a beaver trying to chew through wood. And flecks and shrapnel of chocolate are falling all over her white tank top and all over her legal pad. And I look, I'm not a frozen Snickers guy. I'm sorry, I'm not. She says she's like, this is the only way to eat them, and I'm like, you're not eating it, you're shaving it. You look like you're forming an ice sculpture out of a frozen Snickers because you're like your teeth are like grinding around the outside of it. And that, dude, frozen peanuts, ugh, grim. It's a lot of Snickers talk. Holy shit. Wow. For a guy who hasn't had a Snickers in like 4 years, this is a lot of Snickers talk, friends. Maybe because I'm obsessed by it because I haven't had one in so long. I'm like, I want to romance it to death. I want to romance that. All right. Well, again, I've already mentioned how it's a big black cock Snickers. Now I'm talking about romancing it. What is wrong with me? My wife's out of town, folks. Again, my wife's out of town. Things change. So before that, we were dealing with something interesting, I'm sure, about Sarah Palin. And Grease 2, which is the Sarah Palin of movies, quite frankly. It's fucking horrible, and it's something you never thought you should see, but I can't get enough of it. There's a song where Michelle Pfeiffer sings a song called Cool Rider.
Yes.
And she's hopping around singing Cool Rider, and she's wearing like this awesome like black top, and she's wearing black corduroy jeans, and she's hot, got a nice backyard. Well, she does this thing where she's singing alone, and she climbs up a ladder, and she makes a face like she gets to the top, and then the line is, "Give me a black motorcycle with a man holding on to the seat," I think it is. But when she says, "Give me a black motor," she kicks her leg over the ladder and straddles the ladder, and then actually goes up and down. When she says, "Whoa, whoa," and yeah, that's right. And then she closes her eyes and she rolls her eyes back and stuff, and you're like, oh my dude. I'm wrong. When she says, "Give me a black motorcycle," it says she's on the ground still because she sticks her tongue out. That's why that's stuck in my head too. She says, "Give me a black motorcycle," and she like sticks her tongue out, and I'm like, oh dude, how hot is that? And then she climbs up and fucks a ladder, and you're like, yes. So when I watched Sarah Palin hopping on the thing, it brought me back into Michelle Pfeiffer of Cool Rider, and of course I got to run off a batch to fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, Sarah Palin, and Cool Rider. But then I read that it just makes me laugh that Sarah Palin is doing this bike tour or this bus tour or whatever the heck she's doing, and she's not announced anything about running for president. She's not announced anything, and she won't talk to the press. She's like, she only deals with them on her terms, and yet they still all want to talk to her. They're following this bus and this motorcycle. You know what? If you ignored her, she would have to talk to you. The whole point is just if you are falling in, you're falling for it. You're falling for it by following her around. There's this horrible clip today where she's in Philadelphia. All right, first of all, she had dinner with Trump last night, which is fucking I cannot believe that there wasn't just an opening of the skies and a vacuum that just sucked everybody out of New York City at that point, because it's not even a meeting of the minds. That's a meeting of the mind. It's between the two of them, quite frankly. It's a meeting of the mind. And then they went for some pizza joint I read. I'm like, but that's the thing is, who cares? Why do you care? These people only exist because you keep putting cameras on them. Don't put cameras on Sarah Palin. Don't put cameras on Donald Trump, and they'll quietly fade away if you don't pay any attention to them and you realize that they're a joke. But then they're like, oh well, no, our readers. Apparently, our newspapers are filming people stupid. Print is dead. Don't you know that? I don't know. I mean, but then again, I'm happy that they filmed her because I got to see her climb on the motorcycle and I got to see her straddle that. That was fine. But that's all. But today there's a clip of her in Philadelphia walking and talking, and the press is trying to get to her, and she's like, "No, she's going to the Liberty Bell to fucking caress it or whatever and get photographed." But as she's walking, she's got one of her fucking brood there, one of the TikTok or whatever the fuck their names are. There's a There's Trig and Willow and Bristol and Sneezy and Doc. But as she's walking, one of them is at her side, and you have to see this clip. This reporter from Philadelphia kind of comes forward with a microphone, and he tries to talk to Sarah. And as he does, it's the daughter, I think, the little daughter. She wedges her. It's the one who licked the baby's head at the Republican thing. I don't even know if this chick has a voice. Like, I've never heard her talk, but every time she does something on camera, it's like I think she might just be like a midget. She might be like a 45-year-old PR person disguised as one of the Palin's children, because she's always doing these things that get noticed. Like, so anyway, the guy goes to interview Sarah, and Sarah keeps walking, and the guy puts his microphone out. The daughter literally wedges herself between the reporter and Sarah, and then starts body checking the reporter to get him away from her mom. And this girl's like 11. It just is the rudest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I understand that they exist in a bubble and they have different circumstances, and maybe, they're used as props and pawns by their mom anyway, so maybe they're used to being that sort of thing. But she just runs blocker for her, and she gets in between and starts hip checking the reporter. And the funny thing is, the reporter he just deals with her like a nuisance, like you would if a midget was just bumping into you at a bus stop. You know what I mean? Which, honestly, if there was a midget crowding me and bumping into me at a bus stop, I don't think I would have been as smooth as this Philadelphia reporter. I would have said, "Fuck you, Snickers Dick. Take a walk." I have to be truly honest about it. So maybe that wasn't a good analogy, but the thing is, her expression never changes. Like, I mean, I was a child. I remember having joy in my life a little bit when I was 11 years old. It was probably the last time, for Christ's sake. But if there was a guy with a microphone, I guess they're just jaded and they're used to it. They must have seen it happen all along, and who knows what goes behind closed. Plus, they've been fucking killing 5-point bucks since they were 3. You know what I mean? This kid lives in the wilderness and eats blubber. I mean, he's not like us. She's a different sort of animal, the Palin child. And the thing is, she's used to being in the wide open spaces in the wild and dealing with the animals. When you put her on the street in Philadelphia, she doesn't know she's scared. She's fucking scared. She's got wide eyes, and she's just looking for a dream catcher to weave or something. She's looking for a sweat lodge to hide in, because that's usually how they live their life. Don't they lie cross-legged in a teepee and talk to fucking animals? I don't know what the fuck the Palins do. That was their whole magic, right? But then they go on this bike tour and they're in the bus, and this little kid, I want to call her I called her Palin. Palin. That's what her name, because they ran out of stupid names. Fuck it. She's Palin. She's Monty Palin. I think she's Monty Palin. Fuck. I don't know, but I would fucking give Sarah Palin the sticky glasses in a minute. Oh, yes. I apologize, folks. I went a little too far, probably. She's a woman who deserves respect. She ran for the vice presidential office. But you know what? So did Mondale, and he got the sticky glasses treatment. And the man didn't need more glasses. That's how much respect I have for the office, folks. I took the Time magazine cover with Mondale on it, and I actually cut out holes, and I put glasses on it. Because I did not want to jizz in the eye that had already seen the tragedy of 4 years of the Jimmy Carter presidency. You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and coming up later, I don't care how crazy she is, I would rail Sarah Palin. You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and next, Feral Daryl takes his pants off. Will dungarees soothe the savage beast? Oh, Daryl, you look so nice. How comfortable are those pants, Daryl? See? Now you're like the man. No, Daryl, no! Oh, he's taking them off! Daryl, keep your pants up! Daryl, no! Don't take your pants off! Oh, Lord, the pants are off! Weekly lessons in domestication on Feral Daryl Takes His Pants Off on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. Call the governor! Does that make a sound? Can you hear that? It's me using my eyelashes on the microphone. It didn't make any sound at all? Really? That doesn't make... Hold on. What a drag. All right. I'll wake Karen up like that sometimes. Put my eyelashes on her face and just blink real fast. Wakes her up. Yep. Because I have big eyelashes, I guess, or at least normal. I have control of them. Let's put it that way. I can use them for good or evil, folks. It's your fucking choice. Go ahead, evildoers, get out of line. Watch me blink up a storm and blow you to the ground, goddammit. All right. I just saw an ad for like a medicine that grows your eyelashes. Did you see that? Claire Danes was hosting it, who, by the way, can we all agree Claire Danes has top 10 asses in the world? Great ass on Claire Danes. Made the mistake of saying that while we were watching the commercial. Karen, not thrilled. Immediately wondering where her ass ranks, probably in the top 10 after I talk about Claire Danes' ass. And then she bought a plane ticket and flew out of town. All right, so. No, come on. That trip was long in the making. 18 years. That trip's been long in the making. She's home visiting her dad. It's his birthday. I shouldn't make it sound like it ominous. Because if something ominous had happened, I would have told you by now. Believe me. Although when she hears this show and hears that I called a teenager across the border. No, I need some fan from Mexico. I have a fan from Brazil, like a woman fan. Maybe she can write me, give her phone number. Although I can't, I don't know if my phone has those buttons. It's like Brazil, isn't there? There's like a greater than, less than sign and a zero and a quotation marks. I don't know what the fuck it is. Because if you accidentally try to text somebody while you're on your phone setting, you'll call like Guatemala. It is totally true. They don't speak English, but they use all of our punctuation symbols in their phone numbers. You can reach me at 555 ampersand : bracket. But I'm drunk. Don't call. I'm asleep. Talk to my mom. God damn it. What a failure. All right. So, and now people are going to send me their phone numbers and be like, hey, give me a shout. No. Foolish. All right. So, so Claire Danes is medicine for your eyes. It grows your eyelashes. But then at the end of the commercial, look, this is not we all know this. Every medicine has side effects. And then, in the commercial, they tell you the side effects. But holy fuck. Like, it was like dry, itchy eyes and insomnia. Like, you know why? Because you're trying to get shit to grow out of your eyes. That's why this shit happens. You're wondering why the fuck all the side effects happen to your eyes? Because you're taking a medicine that's directly affecting your eyes. And what if it really works and you get like a curtain of eyelashes over your eyes? Like they grow and then they droop? And you actually, what if you had to go in for like eyelash cuttings? Like, I mean, be happy with what you have from the Lord, all right? Your cock's not getting any bigger. Your eyelashes aren't getting any longer. You are who you fucking are. Deal with it. Read a book. Go, help somebody. That's what you can do. Go help somebody. These people with all this fucking time to waste. I don't understand it. I saw a clip online, and I'm going to come down firmly on the wrong side of this. I get it, but I don't care. Some guys organized a flash mob protest at the Jefferson Memorial. Okay. And I saw the clip. Someone had it on Facebook, and then I saw it on YouTube. I saw the longer clip. And it was a flash mob, a group of people who I don't know if they host a radio show. Look, I didn't do that much research in it because I was watching the clip and laughing my fucking ass off. So what you should do right now, take your tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds and plug them into your computer keyboard and watch this because you don't want it loud. If you're at work, you can't have it loud because people are going to hear screaming. It's at the Jefferson Memorial. They organized this silent flash mob at the home of the champion of the First Amendment. And what they plan on doing is showing up, and they're all going to wear headphones, I guess, or earplugs. I guess that's what the vibe I got was they were going to wear headsets and have a silent flash mob, and they were all going to dance at the Jefferson Memorial. It was a group of people, and that was the pre-story. So I come in on the YouTube clip when they're all standing there talking, and the one guy's wearing his Code Pink shirt, and the other guy's wearing his Disobey shirt. And, I'm sure they're all, throwing granola at one another and cursing the country they were born in. And look, I'm all for expression. I'm all for doing whatever the fuck you want to do. It's great. I'm not anti-flash mob. I'm not anti-silence. I'm not anti-dancing. If you can do all of those things together, I'm not anti-Jefferson. That guy banged slaves from morning, noon, and night, but who fucking cares? I don't care. He's on the nickel. I love that guy. Well, that's all you need to do. Be on money, and I love you, goddammit. Holy shit. Prince Akeem from Zamunda, I love you, man. You're on your own money. The royal penis is clean, right, sir? Your Highness? That's on cable this month, and don't think I'm not taping it and watching it every time. Every time I'm bored, every time I'm sitting in my house doing nothing, and thinking back to when me and Rich Kirschbaum and Bruce, was it Bruce Williams? Bruce Williams and Daryl, Dwayne Jackson used to sit in the back of the fucking room and do the voices. Oh, God damn it. Coming to America is awesome. All right. So where the YouTube video starts is this group of flash mobbers. They haven't started their dance yet, but they're at the Jefferson Memorial. And then there's other people there observing the Jefferson Memorial, as, most people will do. And cops come over. And they warn these guys on camera. You see it. They're filming this whole thing. And they warn them. He goes, I'm telling you right now, if you start any sort of demonstration, you start dancing at all, you will be arrested. And they all loudly contest that. And they start to argue. And they're like, why? Why would you arrest us for dancing? This is America. It's free speech. It's freedom of expression. He's the champion of the First Amendment. Thomas Jefferson. And they start saying all these things. And the cop, he hears them, and he's shaking his head, and he goes, "That's fine. I'm telling you, if you do this, I'm going to arrest you. You're going to be." And they're like, "For what, man? Like, for what? What, for dancing in a public square? We're going to be arrested for dancing? Is that what you're saying?" And he's like, "Look, I'm just telling you, who's your leader here?" And there's one guy who kind of pipes up and he goes, "I'm just telling you, no, if you do this, you're going to be arrested. We're going to take you all to jail. And you're in D.C., so it's going to take 10 hours to get in front of a judge. You're going to probably spend the night in jail. I'm just telling you now, as long as you know." And I should tell you, this cop, he's a bike cop, okay? He's wearing like the shirt that says mall security or whatever the fuck, and he's got the half a wiffle ball on his head, all right? So let me tell you something, folks. Don't fuck with the bike cops. Because when you see them, you think, stupid bike cop. That is the very reason you don't fuck with the bike cop. Because all day he knows that he's running around in his fucking Schwinn with his ridiculous helmet on his head, and everybody's going, he's not a real cop, stupid bike cop. He knows everyone is laughing at him behind his back. So if he gets the chance to throw himself into a crime, holy shit. That guy is going to John McClane Die Hard the fuck out of everybody. Don't fuck with the bike cops. So these guys all start kind of jibber jabbering. That's not fair. First Amendment, free speech. And then two of them, Code Pink and a woman, start slow dancing. And they start slow dancing, and they go, "What, you're going to arrest us for this? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to arrest us for this? This right here, this is against the law?" And he looks at them, and he goes, "Stop. Just stop what you're doing. I told you, don't do this, all right? If you do this, you get it." And they're like, "What? I can't believe you're going to..." And he goes, "All right, that's it." And he separates the two of them, and he goes to put the woman in handcuffs. "You're going to jail." And they, of course, loudly protest. They can't believe they're going to jail, even though he just spent 10 minutes telling them if they did that, they were going to fucking jail. So, of course, the other people from the flash mob see that the slow dancers are getting arrested and getting handcuffed. So immediately, of course, they mobilize. They realize, all right, we need to get bail together. This is a serious situation now. We need to focus on what's happening. Go ahead and take care of our friends because they're going to jail, and let's make sure that we get them taken care of so it doesn't turn into a circus. Right? No. They all start dancing. Because they've decided that, you know what? We're going to show you what dancing is or what protests are like. So they all immediately just start dancing while they're arresting their two friends for dancing as they yell loudly about police brutality and that they're getting taken to jail. Everybody else starts dancing. And all of the bike cops converge because they can't believe their good luck. They're tired of taking laps. You know what it looks like? It looks like all of the roid rage at every Tour de France from every fucking biker who's ever taken the spike to complete that goddamn race has decided to come to roost. And they're going to start fucking throwing. And they do. They start tackling dudes. They start grabbing these dancing dudes and throwing them on the ground. And they're saying, don't resist, don't resist. And the guys are like, this is police brutality. And they're screaming and they're getting tackled and they're getting handcuffed. And my favorite part of the clip is as, there's chaos reigning. There's real people there. The bike cops are feasting on the flash mobbers. And as this is going on, there's one flash mobber who has kind of escaped unscathed. So he's the one guy who, right now, you know what? We're obviously going to need one guy to bail all of us out. So this is your time now to stand still, stay strong, and get your wallet and get all of our wallets and make sure that you can go ahead and go to the police station and bail us all out. Right? Nope. This guy decides to do the Running Man. Just decides to bust out some old 80s Cabbage Patch and start dancing on his own. All of his friends are being massacred. It's like if it was in a zombie movie and you were in a group of people and you were walking and the zombies all overtook all of your friends and you turned around and witnessed this carnage, this chaos happening, and you just decided to do a soft shoe. You're like, you know what? I'm going to dance my zombie troubles away. You got to be shitting me. So this guy starts dancing. So, of course, the bike cops come out of nowhere. They tool up on their fucking dirt bikes, whatever the fuck, and they grab him, and he puts his hands in the air, and he goes rigid. Okay, he doesn't conform. He doesn't allow them to do it. He's like, he won't put his hands behind his back, and they're telling him to, and he goes rigid, and he's standing there, and they go, stop resisting, and he gets fucking chokeslammed by a cop. The cop grabs him in a bear hug, lifts him off of his feet, and fucking dumps him on his head, and kneels on his chest, and grabs him by the throat, and goes, stop resisting. And, of course, police brutality, they're all yelling and they're screaming and they're upset and they can't believe they're being arrested for dancing in this country, even though they were warned for 10 minutes that if they started dancing, they would be arrested. Again, do I think the police overreacted? They absolutely overreacted. But they told you they were going to overreact. They gave you a warning. Hey, look, we're going to kick the shit out of you guys if you start dancing. So what do you do at that point? Do you turn around and take your flash mob elsewhere? Do you maybe turn it into a talking point with cameras and you interview each other and go, you know what, we came here with good intentions and it's weird that Jefferson would be disrespected like this, but no, you go ahead and you launch into a fucking chorus line and you get beat fucking down. And you get handcuffs put right on your goddamn jazz hands. I'm changing the name of this show. The name of the show is Don't Do Stupid Shit If You Don't Want Stupid Shit to Happen to You. That's it. The cops overreacted. The people overreacted. Again, it's one of those situations that didn't have to fucking happen. The cops came over and they were calm. He wasn't mean. He was authoritative because he's a cop. And he said, don't do this or you'll be arrested. And he calmly told them flat out. He warned them if they did it, that would happen. And they, of course, said, oh, well, First Amendment and you can't do that. You can't stop us. You could have gone down your flash mob on the stairs. You could have, again, made it a talking point. You could have all sat down and had a discussion about free speech. You could have all decided at that point to go to a homeless shelter and help everyone out and feed them soup and not have to tape it and put it on fucking YouTube to try to get goddamn attention. There's other ways to get your point across, and there's other people that you can help in this goddamn country. You're not helping anybody by doing the fucking electric slide outside of the Jefferson Memorial and getting your ass kicked for it. What point have you raised? You've given me 15 minutes to kill on my show, and you've made all these people on YouTube happy because they get to go ahead and talk about police brutality. What the fuck? They warned you. I don't get it. And again, maybe it's because I'm old. If I was 22 years old and if I saw it happen, maybe I'd be like, dude, those fucking cops are out of line. But I didn't think they were out of line. They told you expressly if you do that. And I guess when these guys think it's hilarious because the guy who got chokeslammed, he showed his ticket on a radio show or something, and it said dancing in a restricted area. That's what he got ticketed for, which is fucking hysterical. The very fact that could even be considered a crime or anything like that. But dancing is not a crime. Dancing in a restricted area, probably not a crime. It's more of a trespass thing, but they didn't know what to put on the ticket. But if they warn you not to dance in a restricted area or you'll be arrested, then it's a crime. Fuck, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why? What change did you affect? What did you do other than get your ass beat and you all get the... And look, we all know you should avoid jail at all costs, right? I've told you stories on here that will fucking make you horribly afraid of jail. We all know this. Because I got news for you. If you get thrown in jail, there's not a lot of dancing going on. And if there isn't some dancing, you will not be leading. You can get thrown in jail. It's not, I don't know if all these people thought it was like the end of Blues Brothers where, the Blues Brothers get to sing and all the convicts get up and jump and dance on the fucking tables and we'll fit right in. Fuck no. Your flash mob becomes a fuck mob real quick in fucking jail. If you got 4 guys with toothbrush shivs going, hey, what are you in for? Well, I did the butt scoot boogie outside the Jefferson Memorial. Well... We're interested in seeing that move, son. Your milkshake's about to bring all the boys to the yard. Jesus Christ. Don't do dumb shit if you don't want dumb shit to happen to you. Fuck me. I don't get it. All things going to hell. That's why Canada's an option. That's why I was laying the groundwork. That's why I call a teenager up there. I'm like, look, you're in college. Make something happen so I can come up there and just be your personal laugh guy. That's it. I'll just do a show for you every day. We'll get up, we'll make coffee, and I'll make you laugh before you go to work. That's what I want to do. Karen and I will just live in your guest house. Get rich, quick. I got to change, man. I need a change. You need to foment a change. I need change, friends. I work in a graveyard job, folks. And I know you're thinking to yourself, but Mike, don't you get a lot of money from tweakedaudio.com/40 from all of our purchases of earbuds? I do get money from them, and I thank you all for buying those earbuds. And right now, if you want to go to tweakedaudio.com/40, there's a special. If you buy the earbuds, they'll give me some money. So that seems pretty special as far as I'm concerned. And I also heard, I talked about the watches a little bit last week. If you go to, it's Tweaked Time, I think is the website for the watches. And if you buy a watch and mention me, I guess you, there's some deal, Bruce said. I should have printed it out. because honestly, when I got the email from Bruce and it just said Bruce and I know who he is. And it just said, the header was our watches. I'm like, oh, I talked about them being cock rings for about an hour. And then I opened it. I was like, I don't know if I want to open this. That's happened recently where I've gotten kind of nervous seeing emails and I'm like, oh Jesus, because there was an email I talked about Indians at some point on here, or Native Americans, and I got an email from a guy. Did I talk about this? And just the header of it was, the red man is listening, because I think I said the red man doesn't listen to the show. And I got a header, the red man is listening. I'm like, okay. And I actually got sweaty palms. I go, I don't want to open that email. I don't know what it's going to say. What the fuck am I going to have to do here? But shockingly enough, he was drunk and wanted me to call him. So I did. I went outside. I set a fire, got a blanket, and called him. Yeah, that's right. Oh, right off the top of my fucking head. Take that, Indians. I set a fire, got a blanket, and called him. You can't stop it. I love me. Oh, dude. That is all. Dude, I can't. I'm seriously, my face hurts from smiling. Even smiling makes my face ache. Oh, better wise up. Oh, dude, that was funny. To tie that in, I didn't even mean that. That just went there. Fuck, I'm great. All right. See, these are the things I need to do to get me out of the situation I'm in. It's fucking terrible. I can't believe I'm doing what I'm doing. And folks, I got to warn you, this story is going to be, this is more of a guy story. All right. Just because, I don't like, it's about stuff that I don't normally talk about. I don't usually like to talk about, but it has to be talked about. Because it'll show you the hell that I'm in, folks. It'll show you where I'm at, how low I've sunk. So I work at this graveyard gig. And I'm a security guy at a desk. Thankfully, I don't have to wear a security suit. Although I might get a nice snappy shirt that says mall security and a wiffle ball hat so I can go ahead and beat the shit out of anybody who dances in the lobby. Look, I'm warning you. If you break into a waltz, I am going to fucking destroy you. He could have said it like that, but he was very nice. He was like, if you do any dancing or anything, I'm going to... Oh, it's great. All right. So you've been warned. I work at this gig, and I can't stand it. It's fucked my schedule up. It's changed my relationship with my wife because I never fucking see her. It's just... But unfortunately, I need it because I need the fucking money. I have to do it. I wish I didn't, but I do. But the good news is, literally, I show up and I get into the office and then I make sure all the doors are locked and I secure the building, and then I'm just in the office, killing time, as you all know. I will occasionally go outside. I will check the perimeter. I will occasionally, have a battle with some sort of night animal. That will happen. Oftentimes, I'll be scared by a repairman. That has happened in the past. It's so funny. I keep thinking about how I need to get rid of this gig, and I can tell you everything I tell you. I should have been fired long ago. I hit a lady in the chest with a newspaper at high fucking speed, and I'm fine. I unscathed. How does it happen? Nobody knows. I've offended tenants with things I've said. All right. But the thing is, I go to the gig and then I leave. That's it. I mean, and I've been like that with any job I've ever had, except for jobs I liked, like writing jobs and things like where I really was invested, and I would be there all day and night, loving it, creating, having a good time. But this job, you know, the second clock ticks where I'm supposed to, I run, literally sprint out the door. I don't bring the job home with me. I want nothing to do with it. And occasionally, I told you, I get called into duty to do weird stuff there. Like he had me change a pipe. Did I talk about that on here? He made me, yeah. Look, that's not me. I'm not that guy. I'm not even the security guy. Don't fucking call me into action. So I'm home at my house. This was Saturday. And I had come Friday night. I was up all night, and you know, this is the way I work it. I usually stay up because I'm on a schedule where I'm up all night and I sleep all day because I'm in the band Slaughter. I'm Mark Slaughter, folks. Boy, I saw them once in concert, and it's like it was. I didn't want to see them. They were on the Poison package, where it was like Poison, Cinderella, and unfortunately Slaughter and Dokken, and look, a lot of those bands I want to see. Unfortunately, I have to admit, not anymore. I'm done. I've seen them all. I don't need to see them ever again. I never needed to see Slaughter, but he just happened to be the opening dude. And because I couldn't tell you anybody but Mark Slaughter, and that's only because his name is the goddamn title of the band. And they all did that. Don Dokken, Mark Slaughter, Jimmy Poison. Don't pretend that's funny. But Mark Slaughter, they go on, they open the fucking show, and their show might as well have just been feedback from the amplifiers. And then until the end when they played Fly to the Angels and Up All Night, Sleep All Day. That was it, because I couldn't tell you a Slaughter. I knew those two Slaughter songs, and the rest of it was just that bad hard rock, hair metal nest fucking bullshit. Couldn't stand it. Why the fuck am I talking about Slaughter for 9 minutes? No one gives a fuck. From a stupid joke, just from off of Up All Night, Sleep All Day, and I talked about Slaughter forever. Dumb. I literally have spoken now about Slaughter longer than I've ever listened to any of their songs. All right, so I'm up all night Friday. Saturday I'm at the house, and the phone rings at like 11:30, and I'm still awake, about to go to bed in about an hour. And it happens to be I work 4 nights a week in Graveyardville, and there's another guy who works there the other 3 nights. And the phone rings, I answer it. It's him. He goes, "Hey, Mike, what's happening? For our purposes, we will call him Rick." He goes, "Hey, Mike, it's Rick." I said, "Hey, what's happening?" Because he never calls unless he wants me to fill in for him on a day, and he never wants that because he needs his money as bad as I do. So whenever I have to give a day away, I literally have to give it away. He never switches with me because he just gloms up the money, which is fine. I don't fucking care. I mean, we're both in hell there. So by all means, make it to your advantage and take as much money away from me as you can. So he goes, "It's Rick." I said, "What's up?" And he goes, "Oh, man, I got to tell you, I got a call this morning from... there's a woman who runs the building in the stead of the guy who owns the building, right? But there's a woman who's kind of in charge of stuff. For our purposes, we'll call her Rhonda." And Rick is like, "Oh man, Rhonda called me in a fucking panic this morning." And Rhonda's like fucking 80. And I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "Oh, there's a huge leak here. It's in the back room by the elevator, and there was water. There's like 3 inches of water all over the floor, all over in the parking garage, and I'm hearing it, and you know what? I'm paying as much attention as I was at Slaughter, because I don't give a fuck. I am not there. If when I get there at 10 o'clock, then I'll concern myself with the fucking leak. But right now, I don't give a fuck because I'm not there." And he continues to talk about the leak and what he had to do. She called him in a panic because he also does handyman stuff around there sometimes. So he shows up, and he can't believe the magnitude of it, and he has he puts a giant one of those 50-gallon garbage cans underneath it, and that's catching all the water as he shop vacked up all of the water and mopped and took care of everything. And he's running this down, and in my head I'm just going, I don't get to Fly to the Angels. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do here. Get to Up All Night, Sleep All Day, because I'm busy. And Rick says, "So here, I need a favor from you. It's 11:30 now, and I've timed it Or no, yeah, he called at 11:30. He goes, she called me this morning at 6. He goes, so I got here about 7 and I put the garbage can there and I've timed it. It takes about 3 hours for the garbage can to fill from the leak. So someone has to come over here every 3 hours and empty the garbage can. And, I did it now. So, and I'm going to go home. It's 11. So if you could come by here at 2, that would be great. And then come back again at 5. And then I'll come by at 8 and then you'll be here at 10 and then you can do it all night while you're here. And there was a beat, and I go, are you fucking kidding? And he says, no, it's just, we have to do it. And the owner of the building, who for our purposes I will call Roy. Roy's out of town. I said, yeah, that's right, we're going with the 3 hours. Roy is out of town. He's in Arizona, and he's not going to be back. So this is kind of down to me and you. And I called Roy, and he said to just keep emptying it. So if you could do it, that'd be great, because he says you live a lot closer than I do. Like, he had to come from, I don't know, Palmdale or some shit. I have no idea. But yeah, you came from Palmdale to do it, but you're paid to be a handyman. I'm paid to sit at a desk and do fucking nothing. But then the thing is, when I try to comp that attitude, then I feel, I mean, I'm just stealing money over there anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm really doing anything except for when I'm fighting animals or trying to, prevent drunks from stealing bikes. Or dealing with the guys who are towing cars and stuff like that. There's adventure there, certainly, but it doesn't really seem like it needs a full-time guy to be involved in it. But so I just get so filled with rage when he asks me to do it. I go, I got to be honest with you, I haven't even been to bed yet. He said, what? I go, I haven't been to bed. I stay up all night, and then I sleep, and then I get up to go to the thing. And he's like, oh, man. He goes, all right. He goes, well, it can last 4 hours. And then it's going to start overflowing. He goes, it's on a pallet. You got to roll it out and dump it. He goes, what you do is there's a shop, because I've seen, all right, let's put it this way. I've seen this happen before. There's a shop vac, like one of those water vacuums, those big round fucking R2-D2 looking things with a hose sticking out of it. And you just suck, what you do is you suck all the water out of the garbage can until you fill the 25-gallon R2-D2, and then you roll it out there and you punch a button, and then it puts a hologram of Princess Leia saying, I am their only hope. Thanks for draining the water. You're our only hope. And then all the water spills out down a drain in the parking garage. You got to go back and do it again until the fucking can is emptied. Again, man's work, real people's work that I have nothing to do with. He goes, I'll do it at 2. How about if we do this? He goes, I'll do it at 2 and you come back here at 6. Because it's 11:30 now. That way you get to sleep. And then you'll come back at 6, you'll do it. And then you'll come back at 10 and do it. And then you'll do it all night while you're here. And then if you do it again tomorrow, because, you're here all day, and then Roy should be home sometime tomorrow night, so then he'll take care of it. And I was furious. I was fucking glazed over because, look, I have a high opinion of myself, folks. All right? I like to think that I'm cut out for higher things than hose monkey. And not that Rick is a hose monkey, all right? It's just, but, that's... He does that, and Roy does that, and that's fine. If that's your gig and that's what you do, take pride in it and enjoy it and make it your own. But that's not me. I only do this thing because I have to, because I need the cash. But sometimes, and I should tell you that the guy who owns the building, Roy, has been great to me. He always gives me like Christmas bonuses, and if I need really to take a day off, he'll say, yeah, go ahead, just let me know ahead of time, and we'll try to get it filled or covered. And quite frankly, again, he's kept me employed at a job that does not need a full-time guy, in my opinion. But so I can't say no. I can't. What am I supposed to say? No and be a selfish asshole and make this guy drive back and forth all the time and do it? I live 1.5 miles from where I have to be. So I say I'll do it. And I hang up the phone and I just sit there. And again, it's the thing where I talked about when I worked at a pizza place and I would be elbow deep in dishwater with like floating pepperoni and cleaning shit and going, why the fuck are you here? This is not who you are. Why didn't you apply yourself in school, you fuck? Why the fuck didn't you make yourself do the things you were supposed to goddamn do? And it's that, because again, there's only one person to be angry at here, and it's me. Because I haven't gotten a better gig, and I haven't made more of myself. And you know what? I am a fucking hose monkey. I'm just a hose monkey who can talk. So I go, all right, deal with this. Just go to sleep, get up and do it. And I do. I go there at 6 o'clock. And look, I don't know how to use a fucking shop vac. I barely know how to use a hammer, all right? That's the difference between me and a hose monkey. Monkey knows at least to hit shit with the hammer. I'm using the claw end and destroying boards. Like, I got no fucking idea. I can barely put the gas in my car. I'm glad there's a little picture on my fucking odometer with a gas pump and an arrow that goes, oh, that's where it is. Thank you. I check it every goddamn time when I pull into the gas station so I know what side to be on. I swear to God, I'm an idiot. I'm a savant, folks. This is all I can do is fucking talk. That's it. I can't do anything else productive. I can write. All right. So I show up at fucking 6 o'clock, and also I'm a lady, so I don't like touching dirty things. Like I'm not, you see those commercials where they're selling you Chevy trucks, and it's 9 dudes in ripped denim with mud on their face. Take a fucking bath. What is wrong with you fellas? Read a book and sit down, enjoy yourself. Let somebody else do the logging. And that's always been my attitude. Well, I show up and I'm supposed to touch like the filthy shop vac, and it's the water that's draining out. And I think it's because then in my head I convinced myself because it's a pipe with shower water from people who are taking showers. So now it's human filth. Like, it's not just water in my head. I've convinced myself that now I have to pull out the hose and suck up human filth and dump it. Again, I make it much worse. But I show up and I'm hating myself the whole time. And I will tell you this, in one of the side work rooms, there's a pair of work gloves, and I don't know whose they are, and I don't know what they're for, but I wear them for any menial task at all that I have to do there. If it's wiping up a spill, if it's opening the wrong door, I go and get the work gloves and I use those because, again, I am a child. And I will tell you this too. Not only do I use the work gloves, but I use them for every single task. And then I immediately go right to the bathroom and I turn the hot water on and I boil my fucking hands because I don't know whose hands have been in the gloves before me. Yeah, that's who you're talking to, folks. I don't like touching anything that's not mine. And it's so funny. You think when I'm not Felix fucking Unger. I'm not this fastidious idiot. It's just it's like I don't like dog spit. I don't like stuff. I don't like things. God damn it! Why am I explaining myself to you people? Remember when I made the joke about the fucking blanket and the smoke? Jesus, remember that guy? He was funny. So I show up and the can is almost full. It's one of those 50-gallon garbage cans. And it's like if you had to lift it or move it, you can't. It's 300 pounds of water. So I got to jam the fucking hose in there and suck it all up. And then, and even worse, look, at least at night, nobody sees me be a fucking, I'm a desk idiot or that I have to move the garbage dumpsters or any of that bullshit. So I can at least kind of do it. And the only person who knows that I'm doing it is me. So then I have to deal with that guilt and shame on my own. But there's nothing worse than when I'm doing the dumpsters and I'm like, I've got the hook and I'm moving garbage cans around and someone sees me and goes, hey, Mike, what's going on? Oh, I have a show. You know what I mean? Literally, you want to just tell them, hey, no, I don't do this. I do comedy. I've been doing it for 20 years. This is not me, for fuck's sake. It's just that weird thing. But now I'm there in the daytime. It's like 6 o'clock, and it's right by an elevator. So I'm bent over at the waist with fucking work gloves on. I'm hose monkeying the shit out of the water, and people are getting off the elevator. Oh, yeah, that leak is terrible, huh? How you doing, Mike? Oh, you're here early. Oh, that's what are you doing handyman stuff here? No, I'm not. No, I don't want to fix anything ever. I don't even want to be here and be the fucking hose monkey. Here, do me a favor. Take over. Take these gloves. I got to go boil my hands. Fuck. So I do it. I press on. I do the dumping. And I should tell you, this water is scalding hot because it's coming it's like 4 boilers and it's coming right out and it's coming hard. And he's had leaks before. And what he does is he wraps a towel around it to slow it, but then this towel gets soaked and that's what drips. So if they didn't have a towel around it, it'd probably be even, in 2 hours, it would be fucking having more water. I don't know. I don't care. God, this is a long ass boring story about me being a hose monkey. But it's going somewhere, I promise. So I did it. I had to do it all weekend. I had to go back there every 3 hours and suck the water out and dump it. And, I got water on my shoes and that drove me crazy. And it was terrible. So finally, Roy comes back from Arizona. And he's very complimentary. He's very nice. He says, thanks. He comes and sees me in the office. This is on Sunday night after I've done it all day Sunday and all night Saturday. And, this actually happened. I should tell you, it happened 2 weeks ago because this is when Karen was here. It wasn't this past weekend. So he comes in, and I've talked about Roy before. Roy is ill. He has some sort of thing where he is from the shoulders up. He's gaunt. Like he like I said, he looks like an AIDS patient hiding in a barrel. All right, because he has that real thick midsection, but then from the shoulders up, he looks spindly like Skeletor. So that's another reason why I can't tell the guy fucking no, because the guy, I don't know when the fuck he's, what bad thing is going to happen to him next. He looks like something that Mel Gibson would have fought in over gas in The Road Warrior. Stop. Well, it's just, he's ill. He's a nice man, really good to me, but he just, I'm describing what he looks like, and I want you to have a picture in your mind's eye. And actually, you have this picture in your mind's eye. Any horrible dream you've ever had, the monster in it, that's what Roy looks like these days. So he comes home from Arizona. He's very nice. He thanks me, and he thanks me profusely, and says, and he's in the room, and he's talking to me. And I should tell you, he always dresses, because again, he's ill, so it's not like he's going to put on a suit. He puts on easy access clothing like sweatpants or shorts, and he wears these shirts that look kind of filthy. Because he's always fixing stuff. He's got a baseball head on. His hair's too long. He's unkempt because, I don't know. He knows he's going to die. I don't want to fucking speculate. I have no idea. At some point, maybe you just give up. I don't know. But again, nice man. But he has this absent-minded thing that he does. He wears shorts like almost all the time. And as he's talking to you, his right hand is in the back of his shorts, scratching or rubbing or otherwise manipulating his ass constantly. And not even like, where he reaches back and does it and then keeps talking. It's back there for the long haul. As he's talking to you, it's like he's constantly got his hand. He keeps his hand in the back of his shorts on his ass. And he comes in, he's got his hand in his shorts, tucked in, and he's talking to me. And he's thanking me again. He's telling me about Arizona. And he says, I need to fix this leak. Why don't you come back there with me and we'll take a look at it and see what we can do. And the thing is, I don't want to say no, because then he'll know that I'm a pussy who has no idea how to fix things. But I certainly don't want to say yes, because then he's going to know that I'm a pussy and I have no idea how to fix things. Because the second he hands me like a needle-nose pliers and I start stabbing it into the pipe, he's going to go, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because the last time I fixed something, I had to reach up and water is running down, and I got fucking drywall on me, and I scraped my arm, and I shouldn't he have learned his lesson that I'm a lady then? Shouldn't he have known then? But no, and again, he can't climb the ladder. That's why I'm an able body, and he can talk me through it. So let's go. So he's like, so we'll go in the back and we'll take a look at it. I says, all right, that's fine. And he's got his hand in his shorts, and as he's talking, he's like, yeah, the thing is, I went to Arizona, and I didn't think this leak was going to happen. And he continues to talk. And then, and folks, I apologize. As I mentioned up, Pat, this is more of a guy story. But as he's talking, he rips a huge fart while he's talking. And I mean like loud and long, and never blinks, never acknowledges it. No excuse me, no whoa, no nothing at all. And it was worthy of mention. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. It was absolutely, because not only was it loud, but then it, folks, again, he's ill. And every bit of his disease was captured in whatever flew out of him. It smelled like somebody took a shit in a belly button. And it just filled the room. It just like instantaneous. Like it was like a fog that turned into a fist and punched me in the face, like that kind of instantaneous. And he wasn't even facing, his ass wasn't facing me. It came around him. It actually did a U-turn. It should have gone into the hallway, but instead it said, we've got better ideas. It went up and then sank and went after me. This was a me-seeking fart. It was horrible. And it shook me. I'm not going to lie. It actually shook me like ah. And he kept talking. He continued to talk, hand in his pants. I'm sure it melted to the bone at this point, because that toxic cloud that came out of his ass, I don't know. He looked like he may have even flipped a lever and made it come out. But it was long and it was so fucking brutal. It was brutal. And I don't know what it was, but it just got to me, where it was like this horrible fart. He's talking. I had to do all of this like weird work, and now I got to go fix a leak. And So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to let this. It was like the ultimate disrespect, even though it wasn't. It's two guys in a room and sometimes guys fart. I get that. That happens. But it felt like such an affront. I shouldn't even be in that fucking room. I shouldn't even be in that building. I certainly shouldn't be having this guy tell me to go fix a fucking leak because I'm not a goddamn plumber, for Christ's sake. You want to fix some plumbing? Fix your own goddamn plumbing. Because holy shit, that dragon fart you just unleashed has now got me. You know what? I'm going to have to do more handyman work. I'm going to have to repaint this office after that because that fucking fart destroyed whatever paint you had in here. Holy shit. So I made it. You know what? I decided, fuck it. I can't do this. I'm a lady, but I'm not enough of a lady where I'm going to just fucking go, oh, sir, you're fart. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I can't turn my nose up. I don't have a lace hanky to shake. So I decided there's only one way to fucking do this, folks. I am going to fight fire with fucking fire. And I am taking this guy on in a fart battle. Now is the goddamn time. You want to disrespect me? You want to show me what you've got? Fuck that. I have been eating pineapple and grapes for fucking days, and I am going to ruin you. You think you're ill now, friend? You might want to duck your AIDS patient head into your fucking human barrel and avoid the onslaught that is about to come your way. You're about to fucking have it. So that's when I made the decision. Fuck it. Fart battle. We're having it. Now I just got to wait for one to show up. And there, I will be honest with you, I'm on the express plan at this point because, again, tons of fruit, lots of grits and oatmeal. It's happening, folks. So it's broiling, it's roiling, and I'm like, let's move. So he's like, all right, we got to go to the back of the and take a look at the leak. And I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this. Anything that gets me out of this stink cabin that I'm going to be fucking trapped in when you go upstairs. Let's hope beyond hope that somehow the rapture does happen and the Lord sucks this fart back up to heaven where it belongs. So we walk through the thing, and I'm waiting because I'm just like, all right, make it happen. And you know, you can't make it happen; it just sort of has to happen. But it's been happening. I'm ready for it, though. I'm excited because I decided that, you know what, I'm drawing a fart line in the fart sand because it was such an affront. Why? It shouldn't have been. Again, it's just men, and we're standing there, and it happens. It happens. He's sick, but I don't fucking care. It had all come down to that moment that the fart did not even acknowledge me. So we go into the back room, and it's a small room. And the leak is there, and there's that 50-gallon garbage can. He goes, you know what? I told Rick that he should get a second garbage can here, and then it's easy. You just switch them out, and you get the second. He goes, I'll have to get a second garbage can and a pallet. And I'm like, certainly, that's a good idea. You don't want to fix the leak or anything. You want to go ahead and make sure you got a second garbage can to get all of this fucking water runoff. Are you shitting me? But instead, I meekly nodded and went, yep. So he got his tools, and he's got the shop vac, and we vacuum out the fucking water, and we go and we dump it, and I'm waiting for the right time because all of a sudden I start to feel it, and I'm like, all right, here it's going to happen. But I don't want to do it in the parking garage because I want him to know. I don't want it to be incidental at all. I almost want to stare in his eyes when it happens, so he can feel my rage. And so I'm in the parking garage, and I hold it while we're in the parking garage. We finish the water, and then we go back into the small workroom. And I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I just do it in the small workroom. I wish the door was closed, though. God damn it, I wish the door was closed. That would make this that much more fucking potent. And then he comes to my rescue. He doesn't even know it. He has no idea that he's about to give me the greatest privilege and certainly the most true advantage a man can ever have in a fart battle. He says, hey, I need you to get up there and take a look at the leak.
Oh, no.
Do me a favor. Move the garbage can out of the way and use the stepladder. That's right, folks. This fart battle is going to higher ground. And in my head, I smiled a smile. I was the Grinch. I was the fart Grinch because I smiled that smile and my heart got 10 times fucking too big and it broke that little square in there because I knew now that I was going to be on a stepladder. I was coming down from on high. I was bringing death from on high, as I've said many times. I got the opportunity to come from a hilltop and bury the valley below. And I set up the ladder, and I took my time. I fucking Art Carney'd the shit out of it. I shook my fucking arms out. I like straightened my shirt like I was going to a formal wear thing. I just like pressed it down, and I actually like, you know, when a batter picks up his bat and he hits his spikes to knock the dirt out of him, I use the hammer. I knock the dirt out of my fucking spikes. I don't know. I'm never wearing spikes. Who fucking cares? But I took my time, and it's like a 5-step ladder, including that one that's not a step. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I should go on the one that's not a step to really violate every law possible. I actually stretched, like I was yawning, but I was stretching out. I was getting ready, baby. I was getting limber because I was, you know what? Because this was not even going to be a fart battle. This was going to be, you know what? You launched your initial salvo, and I'm ending this fucking thing. Because when there's a fart battle, if he brings a knife, you bring a gun. If he sends one of yours to the hospital, you fart one of his right to the morgue. That's the fucking Chicago way. You don't want any of me in a goddamn fart battle, friend. So I set up the stepladder, and he's got like a clamp thing that he wants me to put up there, and he's talking the whole time. Yeah, you know, this is the way it works and that. And so I climb up the stepladder, and I am holding it the whole time. I'm holding it from the out there. I'm holding it through my stretches, through my shirt straightening. I hold it through 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Not a step. Skip it. I got so you know what I actually do? I actually put my left leg up on a step and keep my right down below. So I'm actually kind of on a weird, awkward angle. And I look up at the clamp, and he goes, all right, well, yeah, just go ahead and take a look right up there. Like, move the towel. And I timed it for maximum effect. I waited for him to stop talking for a second because he's talking the whole time. And I leaned up and I moved the towel, and he goes, all right, what do you see under there? I moved the towel, and I let him have it. Oh my Christ. I unleashed hell. That's right. Was he not entertained? I have no idea. As I grabbed a handful of dirt and threw it in the air to find out which way the wind was blowing for maximum fucking effect. And my colon blew, it announced my arrival in ass heaven. It trumpeted a blast, and I mean, it was loud and it was brutal, and it sounded. You know what? I think this fart actually announced the date of my death. I think it actually. I farted and it said. It actually whispered. It whispered August 9th, 2021. It actually whispered that because that's the day I will die. This fart knew it. It announced it loudly. And look, that's only half of a fart battle. The sound is one thing, all right? To trumpet the monstrous sound and get somebody's attention and let them know it. But then you're going to need a little more to actually triumph in the fart battle. You're going to need to have, how do I put this to you folks? There's got to be a richness. There's got to be, because he stunk me out of that. You know, I can't even imagine sitting in the stink cabin up in the front. So I wanted to make sure in this small room with the door closed, I wanted to give him a taste of his own goddamn medicine. So this stink, it reached my nostrils, and I got woozy. I got fucking woozy, folks. He's behind me, so he got the full blast of it. I can't even. If it would have been an infrared camera, you would have seen it just come rolling out. Like when they, you ever see when they show like a fish swim and there's that thing in its wake in the water trail. There was just a vapor trail probably right to this guy's face with a stink that I. You ever see Silence of the Lambs? You ever see the scene where they see that there's a bug cocoon in the corpse's throat, and they pull it out and it goes, and they all flinch? That's what that room smelled like. And none of us had the fucking white creamy Hitler mustache to fend off the stink of my unholy fart attack. It was the kind of fart that in high school they would tell stories about. Literally, there would be little like satyrs with pan flutes leaping about, singing your praises for years of the day you actually triumphed in the fart battle with the most unholy of all farts that actually announced the date of your death. Oh, what! It smelled like it had been trapped in a corpse behind a bug cocoon forever. It actually, I don't even think it said the date of my death. It had been waiting inside so long, I had clenched my ass cheeks so tightly that I think it actually screamed freedom. This was the Stephen Biko of farts. Oh my God. It was jailed longer than Nelson Mandela and twice as happy to get out. This fart is the president of a country, goddammit. Woo! You would vote for it. It was fantastic. This fart had charisma. Oh, I was so proud. Still proud now. And you know what? You want to make me do man shit? You want to make me come and dump water and run a shop vac and wear fucking work gloves? I'm going to act like a man, and a man is just going to fucking unload upon you with an unholy blast and a fart battle that is a knockout punch. On the ladder, let it go. Fucking loud, day to my death, screamed freedom, actually had a special election, voted president of a country. A stink that smelled like somebody fucking stabbed a corpse with a durian fruit. And he just keeps talking about the leak. He doesn't even acknowledge the defeat. He doesn't wince. He doesn't make a face or go, oh my God, or you need to get that looked at, or what's wrong with you? He doesn't do the proper thing where he doesn't bow and clap and walk out of the room and declare me the winner. We just played ass poker, and I pushed all of my chips into the middle. Out of my colon. I blew them out of my colon. I blew those chips into the middle. And he didn't have the decency to fold. He didn't even fucking acknowledge it. Nothing. So now I'm like, he's ill. Are all of his senses completely dulled except for his mouth? Like, all he can do is talk. But I mean, honestly, if he had any taste buds, he had to taste this fart because it was awful. I'm serious. It just hung in the air like pineapple shit. It was horrible. But now I'm like, do his ears not work? Does his nose not work? Because I got woozy. I'm on the ladder and I got woozy. It came out of me. I was proud of myself, and still, I coughed up a shit baby like no other, and he acted like nothing had happened. And so now I'm stuck. I'm a plumber. That's it. I'm still looking at the leak, and now I'm in a room that stinks worse than the room I got to spend the rest of the fucking night in. I couldn't believe it. I actually wanted to look at him and go, dude, didn't you hear/smell that? And isn't your day ruined? Please tell me it is, because mine is, and it came out of me. I saved that for you. Didn't even have the decency. He just fucking kept talking. So I did. I looked at the leak. We got the other garbage can in the pallet. And I was crestfallen. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I had absolutely landed the death blow in the fart battle. And it was completely unacknowledged. So we finish what we're doing back there. It takes like an hour. Looking at the leak and the towel and a new towel and tools and a lathe. I don't know what the fuck any of this shit is. I'm not a man. We set up the whole fucking room, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. So we walk through and we're talking. He's telling me about Arizona. He's talking about the leak. He's like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow I'll get up in the morning and I'll make it slow down. You don't have to come by tomorrow and empty it. But when you come to work tomorrow at 10, you're probably going to have to empty it then, and we'll figure it out. Well, once I can get a plumber in here this week. And I went, all right. I was defeated. I was a broken man at that point because I was empty both literally and figuratively. There was no feeling left inside me, and there was certainly no stench left inside me. I had nothing. I was complete. I was a husk. I was a beaten man. I was proud of what I had done. Don't get me wrong. I was disappointed that it hadn't been acknowledged. So we get to the office, and he hits the elevator button, and he goes, all right. He goes, I'm going to head upstairs, but please make sure tomorrow at 10 o'clock you take care of everything. And I go, all right, that's fine, Roy. I appreciate it. He goes, all right, hey, I really, really want to thank you for doing this. I know you don't have to come here and you don't have to take care of all the water, and it really helps me out. And I said, well, you're always a good guy to me, and you take care of me, and I appreciate you having me here too. And he goes, all right, great, thanks. And he pulls his hand out of his shorts, and he extends it to shake. And I stared at it, and I'm not wearing the work gloves, and there's no way I can get around it. And I go, thank you, Roy, I appreciate it. And I reach out, and I grab the wettest, clammiest, limpest handshake this side of a corpse. And he gets in the elevator, and I run. As I run to the stairs because the bathroom, he's going to the third floor, and I didn't want to tell him, oh, I got to go to the restroom. I let the door close, and my fucking eyes bug out of my head, and I hold my arm extended away from my hand, and I run up the stairs to the bathroom as hard as I can. I just fucking sprint, and I dive into the fucking bathroom. I turn on the hot water, and I just jam my hand into there, and I pour like half a bottle of fucking liquid soap on my hand. I'm like, no, But it didn't matter. I washed, I scrubbed, I did everything I could, and it's still, my hand reeked of gym shorts and ass. All night in the office that still had paint peeling from it from his initial salvo. And now my own right hand is turned against me. Because I may have won the fart battle. But in the end, I had lost the stink war. You guys can get me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friends at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can go ahead and Twitter me if you want. Follow me over there at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow our friend Lily Von Stupp on several Twitter accounts. Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp or Twitter.com/MNTs. And if you want to write Lily a personal note and find out about what it was she wouldn't let me talk about, even though she's probably not going to tell you. You can write her a note at lily@burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Hey, all you fans of the 40-year-old boy. Mike's got new stuff to sell you. Stuff he hopes you'll enjoy. Just what's for sale, of course we do not know. All we can tell you
is where you should go.
Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com.
Is your business you?
What kind of stuff's for sale? We already told you we don't know. 'Cause Mike made us record this song way back in February, so we can only speculate just what Mike will try to sell you. Maybe his face on a tambourine, or his own line of gardening equipment. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy. Zazzle.com.
Maybe his own line of high chairs.
Zazzle.com.
His face on your personal massager.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Tease show every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine, 10 o'clock p.m., produced by my friend Lily Von Stupp, who you may be familiar with. Hi, Lily. How are you? Fantastic. How was last week's Ass Seen on TV show?
Paul Goebel rocked the house.
Fantastic.
And the titties weren't bad either.
Paul's or...
Yeah.
Da-da-da-dee.
Great numbers last week. I was glad to have it back. I'm probably going to do it again next year.
Cool.
It's just a fun thing.
That's great. I know Paul loves doing it. I know he told me that. He's a fan of yours. This week there is a show.
Yes.
And is it a theme show?
No. It's just one of our
An awesome regular Monday Night Tease. Cool. And are you performing?
I am not.
What?
I am not. I've been in almost every show for 6 weeks. My knee is killing me.
Relax, huh?
I need a night off.
Kick it back.
Got some great performers. I'm trying to think. There's somebody that hasn't been. Oh, Vixen Magdalene is back. She hasn't performed with us for a long time, so I'm real happy to see her.
I know Vixen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
Vixen's.
married to our bartender.
Are they married now? I knew they were. I was going to say she was dating the bartender, but I'm like, I better not fucking say
They
anything.
got married. Yeah, it's exciting.
Chris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Chris.
Phil Venti is hosting, and we've got Christopher Hogsworth from Australia doing some magic.
All right.
So it's going to be a great show.
And naked ladies.
And 98% naked.
We got to work on that 2%.
I got to get an adult license then.
I like 2% milk, but I don't care so much for 2% clothed. I go skim. Skim. I want skim ladies. All the skim ladies. All the skim ladies.
Really?
Sure. I'll throw some Beyonce your way. Although her new video is that weird, like, girls run the world or whatever. Oh, it's fucking atrociously bad. And then it's like, what are you doing? You're doing a little head spin there.
I don't know anything about pop music except Dougie died.
Dougie did die. It was awful. And unbelievably, the very night he was going to teach me how to Dougie.
I love that.
We had gotten together, and I was all set for my lesson, and he said, "You know what, fool? I'm thirsty." So we went to the liquor store, and see what happens? Should have taught him how to duck. Taught him how to duck. See, that's not nice. Why would I say stuff like that?
That's fucking funny.
That's mean. So the 3 clubs at Santa Monica and Vine every Monday night at 10 o'clock. Go ahead and check it out. Last week was great. Every week is great. And as always, if you see Lily bunched up there and you grab her ass,
It's not true.
you get in free.
That is not
Courtesy of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast, which you're listening to this second. Folks, I will tell you again, you can be my friend on Facebook.com at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. And as well as being friends there are plenty of pages there to bring me to your town. I discussed it at length last week, and I mean at length. But there's a Bring Mike to Atlanta page, Cleveland, Boston. I'm trying to figure out a way to get them all under the umbrella of one page, so you'll always have one place to go to check on the progress of the pages. I don't know how Facebook works that way. I'm actually thinking of talking to Adam, who organized the Westside 86 Jokers fan club page, because he's young. He knows about social networking. Maybe he can go ahead and figure out a way to get it all together. But by the way, that's the Westside 86 Jokers page. That's the Mike Schmidt fan club page. You can go ahead and join that page and instantly be ignored by me every time I go online, because I should be updating that every day with stuff, but I really don't know.
your fans should.
Well, they do. They're very nice. They do. And then there's the people are chattering on the pages, but there's Bring Mike to Minneapolis, Bring Mike to Indianapolis, Bring Mike to Chicago, and Mex is creating artwork for some of these pages and things like that. Again, please don't start new pages. Let me figure out what's going to happen with the pages that exist right now. I would love to come to every city and do a show in every town and make it work. I just need to make sure it's going to work and I can sell some tickets. Like I have in Seattle. I will be in Seattle at the Rendezvous Theater on July 8th. You can go to Brown Paper Tickets for all sorts of information, or look it up on my Facebook page. I will also be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as I've mentioned, at the Plays and Players Theater. Information is available also at Brown Paper Tickets. Tickets are on sale now for Seattle and for Philadelphia. I will be in Philadelphia July 29th. But as I mentioned, I'll be in town for a couple of days. People have already kind of felt me out about going to get a cheesesteak or something, and that's fine. Well, not felt me up. They felt me out. Which is fine. So that's great. And again, don't feel obligated. I need to tell everybody, don't feel obligated. I'm a decent alone guy. You don't need to Sherpa me everywhere and stuff like that. I feel awful, like I'm tricking people into doing stuff with me. It's the dumbest thing in the world. If you want to come by and say hi, that'll be fine. And if there's a place you can recommend or there's fun to be had, I want to hear about it. Let's do it. Not let's do it. I'll do it. You don't have to do it. I don't want to suck you into my weird vortex. But Seattle, July 8th. That's a Friday, and also Philadelphia, July 29th. That's a Friday. And like I said, we're working hard on Indianapolis, Minneapolis, Chicago. There's a Milwaukee page, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta. There's a Kentucky page. I think some of these are going to get folded, quite frankly. New York is still in play. We're looking at a venue, and I'm waiting to hear from David. But this is all going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But I'm looking forward to coming visiting people in their towns and sign up for the pages if you guys want to come see me, because if you sign up on the page, I then am tricked into thinking you're going to buy a ticket, and then I book a show, and then you don't show up. That's great. I'm also in Austin, Texas this weekend, folks. That's right. June 3rd, Austin, Texas at the Cold Town Theater. I'm doing the one-man show starting at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets still for that, and will be for the next couple of days. There are no door sales. I should let you know. You can't walk up and buy tickets. Although, what am I going to say? No, let's be honest. But the guy working the door will probably have no idea what he's doing because I told him I'm selling everything on Brown Paper Tickets. We'll see what happens. But the bottom line is, please buy your tickets ahead of time on the internet, because that would help me out and I would know how many people are going to be there. And if you must buy them at the door, I guess it can be done, but I would prefer that it is not. Cold Town Theater, 7 o'clock this Friday, June 3rd in Austin, Texas. Also, after my show, I am sticking around and doing the stand-up portion of the show there. There's a stand-up show, and I'll be doing a stand-up set. I'm not sure how long I'm doing there and how long I'm doing for that. I don't know if I'll tell a story from the one man, like a bonus story. I haven't figured it out. But I know I'm doing a stand-up set, and come and check out all the comics that are going to be there. Very funny people from Austin. Nick Ramirez was nice enough to book me on that show as well, so I'm glad to do it. Happy to come to town and do 2 shows. June 3rd, Austin, Texas, Cold Town Theater this Friday. Also, if you can't see me in Austin, Texas, folks, you can see me this Saturday at Meltdown Comics on Sunset Boulevard at the Battleship Retention live show. Very funny people are going to be there. Susan Burke is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Kyle Kinane is closing and headlining and being very, very funny. Kyle is extremely funny. Come and check him out. That's this Saturday, June 5th. Yeah, June 5th, Saturday. All the information is available there's a page on you can find a link on Facebook. Go to Meltdown Comics website. You'll be able to see the link there and check that out. That'll be fun. And come on out to the show. Like I said, there's a bunch of funny people. And what we do is we do stand-up, and then we sit and we actually talk to Tyler and David about movies or whatever comes up. It's a live podcast of Battleship Retention. So come and check it out. I would appreciate it. That'd be great. That's this Saturday at Meltdown Comics. And if you want to see me this Thursday, which is today, if you're hearing this today, or I'm recording Wednesday, so it's tomorrow, which is June 2nd. I'm at Pi on Sunset. That's P-I. I think it's at 3.14 Sunset Boulevard. It's going to get me in trouble. But it's at Pi on Sunset. I'm doing a set. My friend Dan Borelli is a comic, and he's like, hey, man, you want to come do a set? I said, sure. And then he wrote me yesterday. He's like, oh, dude, the show's at 9 o'clock. I won't be there, but check in with this guy, which is always great, because then when the one guy who knows that you're funny isn't there, you get to go in and try to prove yourself to the other comics. Folks, I let too many things get in my head. Let's put it that way. But that will be me at Pi on Sunset Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And again, I'm still trying to figure out what to do in these stand-up sets. I have no idea, because I've been concentrating mainly on the one man. And I'm a grown-up. I could put together a set, probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And now, hold on. I got to grab a piece of paper here to read more stuff. Did I cover what I needed to cover? I think I did. Pi, Meltdown, Austin, Philadelphia, Seattle, other pages. Oh, also, you know what? I was lucky enough to do the Dork Forest podcast this week with Jackie Cation and Michael Palasek, who is a guy. Now, here's this. I meet Michael Palasek. Okay, he's a comedian that I don't know. I see his name, and she puts his Twitter name out, and I'm like, oh, Michael Palasek. All right, that seems like a nice guy. She's a Chicago comedian, but we've never met. But I'm excited to meet him. I don't know anything about him. I walk in. He's a real young man, very nice, very polite. We do the podcast. He's funny. Turns out he's great. So I go, oh, you know what? I'll go ahead and do some research on Michael Palasek. Because, again, young guy from Chicago. She said he was from New York, so maybe he's doing some stand-up in New York. And I'm like, well, maybe this guy's just starting out. I'll check him out. Michael Palasek has done Letterman. Michael Palasek has done The Tonight Show. Michael Palasek's a funny dude. As we sat there at the podcast, because I mean, when I'm doing the podcast, I never know if I don't know anybody, but I could talk to anyone. And I know Jackie, so we got along great. But then Michael was funny, and I'm like, that's a bonus. When you show up and the guy you don't know is funny, you're like, this is awesome. Thank God. And then afterwards, he was real polite, very nice, pleasant young man. And then I look up his website. The guy's done fucking Letterman. I'm like, because in my head, I'm like, who's this new guy? This new fellow I'm going to introduce to the world of podcasting. Ho, ho, I can't wait to go ahead and show him a thing or two. Fucking Letterman. I've been to New York once. This guy's done fucking Letterman. Awful. Not awful for him. Great for him. Awful for me to go in there and think that I was this veteran of anything. I'm a fucking podcaster. I'm not even a comic anymore. By all means, come to see me live. Terrible. How awful was that? I'm not even a comic anymore. Come and check me out. And, that's a number. Folks, if you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, you can go ahead and check out all the stuff there. Fun stuff, drawings, paintings, galleries of artwork. At the Boy with the Horns page, you can check out the gallery. You can also go to the Joe Business page, and on there's a link to our Zazzle store. If you go through there, you can go ahead and pick up any sort of Zazzle stuff that is still stocked in. I'm going to be honest with you, there's going to be some changes coming up to the Zazzle store very soon. And once that is done, so if let's put it this way, if you want a Stripple shirt or if you want a Hanjobica shirt, you should go there soon, because those are going to be discontinued. Yes, word has come down from Mike Schmidt Incorporated that we need to discontinue them. Although you can buy some and sell them at your live show if you would like. The Stripple show dedicated to you. Stripple shirt dedicated to you, not Stripple show. But if you can go click on the Zazzle store and click that and check that out. Also, there are the tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds that are available. There's a link on the Joe Business page. You can go through, pick them up, and you can go to also to tweakedtime.com, I think, and buy a watch, and everybody wins at that point. As I've mentioned, every podcast gets a cut if you go to tweakedaudio.com/40, and the money is divided up equally between me and Keith and the girl and yeah and dude. We all get a cut. And the 8,000 shows at Earwolf and the 10,000 shows at Kevin Smith's Smodcast. Kevin Smith, I understand, is doing a show now with his wife when they wake up in the morning. Did he just discover microphones? I don't... Look, I like Kevin, and I love his movies. Clerks is great. I really enjoyed Clerks 2. That fucking speech at the end where Randall lets fucking Dante have it in the jail cell, that's me. That speech is my fucking life. And he unloads on him, and I'm like, oh my God, I actually teared up. I'm like, I'm crying at a Kevin Smith movie. And it's not Geely. That's a cheap shot. But Kevin, but he's got 1,000 podcasts all with Jason Mewes and doing, but now he's got this podcast with his wife, and I guess they put the coffee on and they just start recording in the morning. And God damn, I'll bet that's interesting. But he gets a cut too. Everybody gets a cut at tweakedaudio.com/40. Go ahead and pick up some earbuds. Everybody gets a piece. And also on that page, you can go ahead and buy the download sets of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. That's year 1, year 2, and year 3. They're available individually, or you can pick up the Lord of the Schmidt set, which is the Fellowship of the Schmidt, the Two Schmitties, the Return of the Schmidt. That's year 1, year 2, and year 3 combined. With a little price break in there if you buy the whole Lord of the Schmidt set. Selling very well, I should tell you. People are buying them, which is nice. People discover me via other podcasts, and then they hear one show, and they're cool. They all want to catch up, and so they buy stuff, which is really neat. And hell, if you want to do that, go buy Never Not Funny Season 1. I get a cut of that too. So I was on year 1 of Never Not Funny, back when people would tolerate me and let me speak at them in a room, because I wasn't on a stepladder ruining everybody's life. Because that's what I did, folks. So go ahead and pick all that stuff up. The links, like I said, are available for my download sets at Joe Business on the MikeSchmidtComedy.com page. And if you just want to donate to the show, if you're not interested in earbuds, or you already picked up your earbuds, you're not interested in going to the Zazzle store, or you've already bought everything in the Zazzle store, or you're just not interested in purchasing the downloads, or you already have every recorded word I've ever uttered in my entire life, and you just want to go ahead and give me cash, then you can click on the donation guy up in the little left-hand corner of every single page of MikeSchmidtComedy.com. There's a little Schmitty with his pocket out. And if you click on him, you'll get a little drop box, a light box. I'm learning all this tech talk. You'll see a light box, and you can either make a one-time donation to the show, or you can subscribe to the show, $2 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month. I want to thank everybody who's taken the plunge and subscribed so far, and go ahead and tell you if you want to do that. That would be fantastic. Send a one-time donation, and I'll go ahead and mention you on the show. That would be somebody like Lisa P., who donated to the show. This was her 4th donation to the show. I can't thank Lisa P. enough for donating to the show. And also Zachary B. Zachary B. donated to the show. Thank you so much, Zachary B., for donating. We really appreciate it. Douglas H. donated to the show. Thank you, Douglas H. And here comes one of my favorite people. Suze. That's right. My friend Suzanne D. This was her 2nd donation to the show. Thank you so much, Suzanne D. And I have your CD, and I'll get it back to you as soon as I can. And you were right about Dayglow. How's that for a message for you over the airwaves? A secret message from my friend Suze. And let's, this is how. Look at the fate. Look the way the fates have dovetailed. I read these in order of donation given, folks. So look at this. Tyler S. donated to the show. This was his 2nd donation. Tyler, co-host of the Battleship Retention podcast. Tyler and David. Tyler supporting the show with a donation, his 2nd donation, actually. So I can't thank him enough, and I'll thank him this Saturday by doing a set at Battleship Retention Live. And also check out Battleship Retention. It's a great podcast about movies and such, along when you're listening to my Dork Forest and my comical cast. And I've been very busy the last few weeks being on other people's shows. But thank you, Tyler S., Suzanne D., Douglas H., Zachary B., and Lisa P. That was her 4th donation. Thank you all for donating. If you want to donate, that's great. And if you want me to say your full name on the show, I will do just that, folks. You got to go ahead and let me know about the full name. Send me an email after you donate, and I will say your full name on the show. I don't have a full name this week to say. I usually follow that up with a full name. Lily Von Stupp. There you go. I will go ahead and say her name because she donates, she contributes, and she does everything she can to make the show hum. And here's something, a little known fact about Lily Von Shtupp. Well, I wouldn't say little known, but it's a fact you should take with you folks. Lily Von Shtupp can turn down cock. Said that to me during the break. Matter of factly, hey, look, I can turn down cock. I said, all right. Well, out of context, in context, it doesn't matter. It means the same thing. Lily Von Shtupp can turn down cock. Take that, people, offering random cock, thinking that she has no choice but to latch on. Lily Von Shtupp can turn down cock. Look, my wife's out of town. I don't know what to do, folks. I'm bothering Lily, and she wants me out of her house, so I have to go. I don't know how to. And she's out of town, and I have to go to Austin, which means I have to pack. And I don't know how that's gonna work. That's gonna be bad, because I can pack. Look, here's the thing. It's like my wife, when she cooks for 10. She always does. So then we've got like mountains of pasta or fucking 9 pork chops in the fridge, because that's what she's conditioned to do. She always cooked for her family, so cooking for 2 is difficult. So she really winds up making a ton of food, which actually worked because I used to eat for 10. But now we wind up wrapping up a bunch of shit and then throwing it away later. But she also helps me out because she packs for me, and she drives me to the airport, and she pins the note on my shirt that tells the stewardess where I'm getting off. Because I can't fucking take care of myself, folks. We all know this. I can pack for days. Like when I used to go on the road, I could pack a big bag and go out on the road for fucking, a week to 10 days. That's fine. You take 100 shirts and a bunch of jeans. And so even then when I would go to Chicago for 3 days, I would overpack. I would take so much stuff and fill my bag, and then you wind up checking a bag. Well, now Karen has started streamlining me and packing me for these one-night deals, and I carry my luggage on. And I had never done that before. Because I never minded checking a bag. It was always cool. But then they started charging the $25 for every bag that you check. And Karen's like, you're taking too much stuff. Let me do this, and I'll streamline it. So she packs me, 2 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of underwear, and my fucking shaving kit. And then it all fits in one suitcase. And that's great. And theoretically, I can do that, except it's like a weird garment bag that stretches out, and it's got a bunch of buckles and zippers and a bunch of clips. And it looks, honestly, I need an S&M person to come over and fucking pack my bag, because this bag has everything but a red ball gag on it. That's the only thing it's missing. It looks like I'm taking the Gimp with me on the road from Pulp Fiction. He's sleeping, I wake him up, and then me and fucking Zed take him on the goddamn plane, because it is all wrapped up in zippers and buckles, and I have no idea how I'm going to... So if I show up in Austin this week, and I don't have a sock, or I don't have a shirt, I might actually do that. I might just wander out to the stage, and I don't have shirt on, or some sort of hairbrush. I might not even have a hairbrush, folks. I might just shave my head. I might cut myself with a razor. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost without my wife, folks. I don't know how to take care of myself, let alone take care of anybody else. So when I show up in Austin, it's like I'm going to carry on the bag, and like when I travel, all I care about is my iPod. That's it. As long as I have my music and it gets me through the flight, then I'm fine. And then Karen kind of takes care of everything else. Well, now I have to drive, and I have to park in a fly away and take a shuttle and have a stranger drive me to the airport and tell him where I'm going, and then I got to make my way through the gate by myself. I don't want to do all this. I mean, usually my wife does that thing where she kisses you and then she straightens your shirt and then she, licks her thumb and wipes the dirt off your face and says, go and have a good show. I don't have anybody to do that this time. I can't ask Hector, who's driving the shuttle, to lick his thumb and wipe it on my face. That's going to come off weird for everybody, right? I mean, I'm sure he'd be willing to do it. I mean, he's in that fucking shuttle all day long with nobody talking to him, even acknowledging his existence. If I'm going to treat him like a mommy, I'm sure he'd go, you know what? It's better than nothing. It's better than people ignoring me. I'm sitting here smelling fumes all fucking day. If I got to lick my thumb and wipe off a guy's face, so be it. If it keeps me in the game and it makes me think that I'm human, for God's sakes, absolutely. I can step up to the plate for this guy and be his mom. And Hector's going to scrawl the word Austin with like a backwards S and pin it to my shirt, and I'll find my way to my gate. You know what? I'm actually better about this. If only Hector could drive the shuttle over the night before and pack my bag, I'd feel even much more better about this. I need Hector. I need a Hector in my life. We all need a Hector, right? You know what? That's it. I'm going to Home Depot and picking up a Mexican guy to pack my fucking bags. Those guys are out there with nothing to do. What the fuck? I'll just pick a dude up. He's going to be like, hey, man, sewage or, yard work? I'm going to go, nope, luggage. And he's going to walk in and he's going to go, okay, great. He's going to put a couple of shirts there. So if I do show up in a sombrero, folks, you know what happened in Austin. Because I went ahead and relied on some guy from the fucking Home Depot. And I should just make him stay the night. He stays over. He's sleeping and he drives me in the morning. I'll trust him with my car. You can trust those guys with your cars, right? Come on. I am just stupid enough to think that when people listen to me and they listen to the show, they should take my honesty and go, oh, wow, how refreshing his unvarnished honesty is. And the fact that he's willing to have a scorched earth policy and have no friends or no fucking future is so refreshing and great. But then they'll say to me, hey, do you need somebody rigged for the stake? I go, yes, I do. Done. They'll take care of it for me. Thanks, Snake Rape. Oh, no one listens to show, bro? Wonder why? Wonder why no one listens to show, bro? I don't want to listen to show, bro. Please. Snake Rape, do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!